Question number 8. So question number 8 wants us to determine the maximum or minimum of a quadratic function. Alright? To figure out the maximum or minimum of a quadratic function, we need to identify what the vertex is. Alright? So again, that's how you try to identify, alright, what that maximum and minimum are. Alright? You look for the vertex. Okay? So whenever you have vertex form, it's actually very easy to find the vertex. So whenever it's in the form y equal some leading coefficient, parentheses x, some number, parentheses squared, some number, the number on the inside, when you do the opposite of it, alright, it will actually tell you the x value of that vertex. Okay? So in this case, that number is a positive 5. So when I do the opposite of that, I get a negative 5. And in this case, I have a positive 5 on the outside. When I do the same as that, that's a positive 5. Okay? So whenever you have vertex form, it's very easy to find your vertex. Alright? So again, guys, we just do the opposite of this middle term, same as this middle term. Alright? But what if when you have an equation, what would you do? Alright? When you have an equation, you need to try to use your formula, alright? So when you have an equation that looks like this, you need to use that formula, alright? So that formula is x equal negative b over 2a, and then we're going to plug it back in to find the y value, alright? So as you know from the previous problems, that your a is the 3, your b is the 9, and your c is 4, alright? So what I would write is negative 1 parentheses over 2 parentheses, so that we can find the x value of that vertex, okay? So your b is 9, your a is 3, okay? Negative 1 times 9 is negative 9. 2 times 3 is 6, okay? Negative 9 cannot be divided by 6, but if you divide it, you will get a decimal, alright? So negative 9 divided by 6 will give me negative 1.5, alright? So this will give me negative 1.5. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to rewrite my equation, 3 parentheses squared, and what do you think is going to go inside of the parentheses? The negative 1.5. So in the side of that parentheses, I'm going to put negative 1.5 plus 9 parentheses, and inside you're going to put a negative 1.5, alright, then plus 4, okay? And all you're going to do is just plug this back in your calculator, alright? So if I'm going to use my very small calculator, I would do negative 1.5 times negative 1.5, which will give me positive 2.25. That's negative 1.5 squared, okay? And then I'm going to multiply it by 3, and I would get 6.75, all right? 9 multiplied by negative 1.5, all right, will give me negative 13.5. And then the 4, I'll bring it down, okay? So 6.75 minus 13.5, all right, plus 4 will give me negative 2.75, all right? So the coordinate for my vertex would be negative 1.5 for the x and negative 2.75 for the y, all right? So again, guys, that's how I calculate that vertex, okay? So now we're going to try the next equation, all right? So here the equation was given in vertex form. So again, here it was given in vertex form, all right? Here it was given in standard form, all right? Here I see 2 pairs of parentheses, so that means it was given in what type of form? Yup, factored form, all right? So when you're given it in factored form, guys, we need to expand it first before we can use our formula. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute the x, okay, and technically in front of here is a negative 1. So x times x is x squared, X times 2, we still have the negative 1 in front. X times 2 is 2x. Now I'm going to distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Okay? Now I'm going to bring down the negative 1 that's in front again. And I'm going to combine the two like terms, which is the 2x and the negative x. Alright? So the x squared comes down. 2x minus x is positive x. Alright? And the negative 2 you're going to bring down. Okay? Now I'm going to distribute the negative 1 that's in front. Okay? Negative 1 times x squared is negative x squared. Negative 1 times positive x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Alright? And now we have our quadratic. Okay? In front of my x squared is a negative 1. That's your A. In front of my negative x is a negative 1. That's your B. And your C is 2. So now let's use this same formula, guys. Let's use that same formula. Okay? So that formula is x equal negative b over 2a. So I would write negative 1 parentheses over 2 parentheses. And what is your b? Your b is negative 1. What is your a? Negative 1. Alright? Negative 1 times negative 1 gives me positive 1. Alright? 2 times negative 1 gives me negative 2. Alright? 1 divided by negative 2 will give me negative 0.5. Alright? So this will give me negative 0.5. And then all I'm going to do is find the y value for that vertex. So again, the x value is negative 0.5. So to get the y value, all I have to do is plug it back in. Alright? So I'll rewrite this equation. Negative 1, replace the x with the parentheses. Minus 1, replace the x with the parentheses, plus 2. And what's going to go inside of the parentheses? Negative 0.5. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and calculate. So negative 0.5 times negative 0.5 will give me positive 0.25. Alright? But then I have to multiply it back to a negative 1. Alright? And I would get negative 0.25. Okay? Negative 1 times negative 0.5 will give me positive 0.5. So again, guys, negative 1 times negative 0.5 will give me positive 0.5. And then the 2, I bring it down. Okay? So negative 0.25 plus, or rather plus, so negative 0.25 plus 0.5 plus, so negative 0.25 plus 0.5 plus 2 will give me 2.25. Alright, so this will give me 2.25. And that is the y value of my vertex. Okay, 2.25. Alright, guys. So again, guys, this is kind of intricate, a little difficult, guys, so make sure you follow all the steps that I'm doing.